Hi, Pastor Mark here, Wednesday with a really quick Bible study. We're just going to dive into the Word. Matthew chapter 25, I think it is, chapter 24, my apologies, looking on my Bible on my phone. Verses 37 through 39, just three short verses. I was reading this last night before I went to bed, and I felt... I thought about it a lot. I'll just say it like that. It was thought-provoking. And so I'll read it. I'm reading from the New International Version this morning. As it was, this is verse 37, Matthew chapter 24, verse 37. As it was in the days of Noah, so it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. For in the days before the flood, people were eating and drinking, marrying and given in marriage, up to the day Noah entered the ark. And they knew nothing about what would happen until the flood came and took them all away. That is how it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. I think what the Lord was saying there is that it's going to take most people by surprise. They're not going to be expecting Him. Now, what were they doing in the days of Noah? Well, they were eating and drinking, they were getting married, and they were being given in marriage, is what that means. So, they were giving their daughter away to be married. They were just going on about life. Now, in our modern era where we live, in the year 2022, we're definitely eating and drinking. People are still getting married, and people are still being given in marriage. So it's a constant thing. And you might think, well, that's been going on since the world began. The idea of restaurants, and especially fast food restaurants, that's a relatively new thing. That's happened just in the last hundred and some odd years. Yes, they had restaurants, but they often were taverns or places along a road where people would stop, and an inn would serve meals. But by and large, people ate at home until the last 120, 130 years or so. You just didn't say, "Hey, let's go out to eat. Let's go to Wingstop." There was no Wingstop. Let's go to McDonald's. Nope, there was no McDonald's. Let's go to Chick-fil-A. There was no Chick-fil-A. Let's go to Golden Corral. One of my favorites. They didn't have it. Wasn't there. Didn't exist. The hamburger, as we know it today, cheeseburger, most commonly used, I think, in the U.S., that's a relatively new thing as far as the amount that is served today and where they are and how many you can find. They used to refer to it as minced or mincing meat. It was pretty tough to do unless you had a meat grinder, and that also is a relatively new, in the scope of human history, invention. You used to take a knife and chop beef up and pork and other meats into very small itty-bitty pieces to try and make what we take for granted today as a pound hamburger. I'm saying this to say, watch out. The Lord is coming, and He's coming when you don't expect Him. Now, I have said this before, and I'm going to say it again, not only today, but I will probably say it many, many more times throughout the rest of my life, as long as the Lord blesses me with years to come. That the Lord is coming soon, and even though He may not be blowing the angel may not be blowing the trumpet, and the rapture, as we refer to it as, occurring to collect the church triumphant, he may come for you today, tomorrow, next week. We don't know when our last day is going to be. A man who was influential in my young life because his church sponsored and really financially supported the college that I went to, where I was able to study and learn and be prepared for the ministry, as well as thousands of others. That man passed away last week, Bishop Thomas Kraft from Jackson, Mississippi. And that guy influenced the world. There are missionaries all over the world that came out of that college, that came through that church. There are Sunday school teachers, pastors, evangelists, music ministers, ushers in churches, people helping with daycares in the church, teaching in Christian schools, people assisting in nurseries in churches, watching children while their parents can focus on the service and be fed by the word. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people because of his vision and his ministry. But the Lord came for him last week. He laid down, took a nap, never woke up. So Jesus is coming, and none of us know when our days are up, but we have to be ready. And he says, just like it was in the days of Noah, it's going to be just like that at the coming of the Son of Man. He's in verse 39, and they knew nothing about what would happen until the flood came and took them away. They won't even know anything. They won't be expecting it, in other words, until he appears and clouds of glory and whoop, the church is taken away. Or when our life comes to an end and we meet him. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So we need to live our lives worthy of his calling. Don't live for yourself. Live for him. Don't live for your paycheck. Live for him. Don't live to get a new car or a big house or a vacation to wherever. Live for him. Live for him. Well, it's very short tonight. I hope that you are blessed. I hope that it causes you to ponder and think about the urgency, really, of living for God and being ready when he comes. God bless you. We love you. Let's keep our brothers and sisters in prayer that need prayer. Brother Joey Hebert, still battling pain in his body. God has the answer. And I believe that he is touching Joey and will heal him completely of this pain. Brother David Edwards is still recovering from the very invasive surgery that he underwent on his spine and disc. I'll let him explain it to you if you'd want to hear the details. It's quite invasive. And I ask you to pray that his voice be returned nice and clear, and that he completely recovers from this surgery quickly. Many others. Continue to pray for our Pastor Justice, Sister Justice, Pastor Howie, his wife Terry, my wife, and me. We all need the direction of the Lord in our lives, and we need God to constantly be ordering us and directing our thoughts and our vision. Amen. Well, God bless you. We love you. Hope to see you Sunday morning, 10:30 at the Hilton True. And we love you. Have a great evening. God bless.